Hello everyone, my name is MansaMusa and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to episode 4 of the Comm Tower podcast. If you missed episode 3, check it out up top. That was our conversation with Monty. We were discussing everything in the mapping space. Today we're going to another side of the community. We're kind of switching it up every single episode. Today we're covering the content creation side of the scene and we have a very special guest today. Everyone give it up for Sidewinder.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi Sidewinder. So we have Sidewinder on the podcast today. Also, I wanted to say just briefly before we get into this, we have a new suggestion form, guys, down in the comment section. Go fill that out. We want to get as many community questions into these podcasts as possible. So go down there, fill out some questions, let us know some suggestions, even some games that we might do in the podcast as well. We've been doing those as well, and also any potential guests that you would like to see on future episodes. With all that being said, though, let's head right into the introduction. Sidewinder, if you could just tell us a little bit about your origin story, how you got into both the Advanced Wars by Web space and then also the content creation space as well.
So I actually started with content creation before I got into Advanced Wars by Web. I started streaming on Twitch February of 2021.
Wow.
I've been kind of kicking it around the idea of streaming for a few years in college, and I'm like, man, it'd be really fun, but I never really committed to it, didn't buy any stuff. And one day I finally sat down and said, you know what? I've just come out of college. I haven't found like a real job I want to commit to. This is a really good time to actually start doing this. So I sat down, I started playing like Kerbal Space Program. I was playing Smite at the time. And then I'm like, I love GBA games. I play FE7 and Advance Wars 2 just for fun. I've played them in college. I played them back when I was a kid. I said, why don't I try this? I love these games. I'm knowledgeable about them to at least some degree.
Yeah.
I started with FE7 and then Advance Wars 2. And it was never the major draw of what I was doing. But at some point after doing like a hard campaign run of Advance Wars 2 and like S ranking everything, learning how to do that, at some point I heard about Advanced Wars by Web and was like, how did I not know this existed? This is amazing. This is everything I've ever wanted, people to play with.
Yeah.
And I think it was the August of 22 that I started.
Oh, wow.
It may have been even the August of 21, well after I'd had a Twitch, that I started, and I've basically been doing it every Saturday since then. It has just become a mainstay of what I do. Cataloged my rise of bad opinions that slowly became better opinions. Learned how to play the game properly. It has been a trip, and I've loved almost every minute of it.
Yeah.
So, like, you play a lot of games on your Twitch channel.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite? And obviously, is it Advance Wars?
Of all the games I've played, both on the channel and not, the Mass Effect series is still probably my favorite, just as like a whole experience, with Mass Effect 2 being the best. Mass Effect, are you familiar?
No idea.
Strongly
I just see a
recommend
lot of Fire Emblem and Advance Wars on
Yes.
your Twitch. But
I've played the full Mass Effect playthrough twice. Once, I think, way back in the day, and then when the like the remaster came out that let you play through all 3 games again with all the DLC. But I've played a lot of Fire Emblem and a lot of Advance Wars. That is a bulk of what I've done. I've also done some Pokemon on the side because everyone knows Pokemon. I like Pokemon. Why not?
Yeah.
Did some competitive battling for fun, but turn-based strategy has been most of what I have become, and I wouldn't really have it any other way. The grid calls to me.
Did you do any of the Pokemon Online stuff? I know that was that's like a huge competitive scene I've seen before, where like you get like random Pokemon and they're supposed to, it's like a 6v6 battle, I think.
Like Showdown? Because
Yeah.
Pokemon Online and Showdown were the old ones from like 2015.
Mhm.
I remember. I started on Pokemon Online. That was back when Gen 5 was current, and I ran in Ubers with a mono poison team.
Okay.
With a Rain Dish Tentacruel. God, it was so fun. I know the format was broken, but I adored it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've done I think I did Showdown once. I've done some Pokemon hacks. I did Poke Emblem, which is a fantastic Fire Emblem hack, like it's a FE8 Sacred Stones hack that is just Gen 1 Pokemon. It is like someone, the Vesley, the hack creator, just broke down Sacred Stones and rebuilt like Fire Red and Leaf Green in the game.
Oh wow!
It is insane.
Yeah.
For anyone who likes both of those things, you need to find him and try it because it is very good. He's also done an Advance Wars 2 randomizer where he randomizes CO stats during powers and day-to-days, where units can have anywhere between like -2 and plus like 11 movement.
Okay.
And they have like variable ranges. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Having like 6 range medium tanks that move 10 squares is very funny.
That's wild, yeah.
That's gotta be brutal too in some of those campaign missions because they're gonna have so many more units than you. So like you roll the RNG enough, and some of their units are gonna be crazy.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that sounds like a fun one I gotta check out.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I'm just curious because you stream a lot. Like you stream not every single day, but maybe like 3-4 times a week. And you stream for a long time too. Like, do you also manage a job at the same time or like a part time?
Yeah, I have a part-time job. I used to have a more like the same position was more full-time. I would work all day, Monday through Friday, and I would stream in the evenings. That was back when I started. That was brutal. And my position at the office, like, they don't need that much, and they ran out of computers at some point because they were hiring new people. So they just said, "Hey, the people aren't going to be there all the time. Just come in on Monday and Tuesday when they're not here." And then I just stuck with that schedule. And now I have more time to stream during the day on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I used to do Wednesday through Sunday, but then I literally never had a break day for like a year and a half. And at some point, my body was just like, "No, you got to stop, man. You need a day. You need a day where you don't have obligations." So that's Friday now.
Yeah. Wow. That is a massive commitment to the grind. Like between like the streaming grind and then like I see Semi-Original as well, who's like always pumping out videos. Like I think his schedule is crazy. He's pumping out like at least 10 videos a month, like maybe even more than that.
Semi does every day.
Yeah,
every day a live league day.
I thought it was every other day. Is it literally every single one now?
Oh, maybe he's changed.
I think for a while it was every single day when he was doing the daily live league games, and then I think after episode 100, I think maybe it went to once every couple of days. I think he's maybe slowed down the schedule a bit, but either way, it's still crazy insane how much he's recording and putting out content. Because like I record a replay analysis video, and then like I'm just exhausted for a day, and I pick it up the next day. I'm like, what was I even talking about trying to edit this? Yeah, so yeah.
Make one. I struggle with having one post a week. One video a week. Like content creation is hard, man.
Video editing is a whole other thing because I'm sure you guys at least heard tangentially about the Twitch policy change about storing highlights, because some people that I knew, including myself, use the highlight system of Twitch to store VODs. So 4 years of VODs from 21 through this year 25, I had my entire history saved as highlights, and Twitch is like, "Hey, we're not keeping those anymore. You can keep 100 hours tops."
Wow.
So now
how many do you have?
I had like 4,000 at the time and was still actively streaming. So yeah, I mentioned this earlier in the group chat, but I have 2 hard drives that still have like 7-8 terabytes of video, and half of it's already on YouTube. No, it's like the total thing together is like 20 terabytes of video.
What are you gonna do with that?
They're asking people to be data
I'm
centers.
slowly putting them into YouTube. I have like a YouTube archive that is in the process of being assembled, and when I have everything, I can reorganize the playlist and say, okay, here it is. Here's all of the unedited Twitch footage, because I'm not editing 4,500 hours of Twitch VODs right now.
No, definitely.
Yeah. That's crazy. They're making everyone essentially be data centers to try to get all their stuff out.
I mean, most people didn't do that. Most people either were just pulling them off one at a time, don't stream that much, or just never bothered keeping records. I was in like the 5% minority of people got really screwed by that change.
Yeah.
I didn't lose much. I saved almost all of it. There were some older stuff that was like corrupted, and I just deleted because half of it was gone already.
Yeah.
Saved me time.
Yeah. It does feel like a different world, Twitch and YouTube, because like, yeah, actually this would be a great transition going into what we want to talk about, which was CNC to start. So we'll go into that for a second, but yeah, that was my first time live streaming for that event, and it just felt so different between that and like doing normal YouTube stuff. Mainly because to start with, the games got delayed 30 minutes, and I started my stream 15 minutes early because I wanted to make sure everything was good. So I was just like twiddling my thumbs for 45 minutes, being like, "What do I even talk about before this
You
game
just gotta
starts?"
you just gotta fill time. You just gotta start talking.
Yeah.
Just pull stuff
I
out.
to ask you that, Mansa, since it was your first stream ever. You hadn't even done a test stream.
No.
So
That's crazy. You are a fool.
I had you to walk me through like how to do it. We had like a 10-minute call. Here's all the settings you need to do. Here, go into OBS, change this, change that, and that was all set. And then I was like, I'm gonna do a test stream the day before, and then I just didn't have time. And then but
man, I can't imagine what that would have been like, having someone hold my hand, be like, "Hey, this is how you start streaming." That would have been so much better than what I tried to do. Starting from scratch is really hard. It's really scary.
Yeah.
How did you start, Side?
How do you start? You hook up a microphone.
No, you. How did you start?
Oh, I mean, that's what I did.
Well,
you have to
on Twitch, obviously, but
yeah. I started on Twitch, and like you have to go through the setup process, make an account, verify it, and then you have to sit down and say, okay, you have to decide whether you're gonna use a camera or not. You have your choose whether you want a microphone, because some people don't, and pick a game to play, and you just have to go. You have to put yourself out there and be okay with people coming into chat, like people will harass you. It doesn't happen a lot, but you have to be willing to stomach it.
Yeah.
You have ban power if eventually some people will show up who will be willing to help you moderate, but you have to sit through probably like 3 to 4 months before people who are even looking for your content find you, and you'll just be talking into an empty void for days, weeks, maybe a month or two.
That's probably the scariest part, no, of starting to stream, or just to do your first ever stream. It's like, oh, am I gonna stream? Like because when you do a video, it's like you're doing a video and then you post it, people watch it. But when you do a stream, it's kind of like a little event where people show up. Yeah. And you kind of want people to show up. So there's that scary factor there of having like 0 viewers. It's like, ooh, and then you're talking to nothing. But
yeah, and it's another layer of separation too with videos, because I remember when I started my channel, I was like, well, at least I can just post in the Advanced Wars by Web Discord. And I know like maybe 10 people will check out featured content and say, oh, someone new is posting videos, let me check it out or something like that. But if you're going into streaming, and I guess with streaming, you could also post it in the Advanced Wars by Web Discord and get those same few people. But for those people that are trying out streaming, it's a lot harder too, because numbers are just going to be smaller in a live space versus videos. Because again, everything's going to be up for longer.
Yeah. I wanted to. So, how did you feel, Mansa, when you were streaming? Like during, I know in the beginning it was rough because there was like technical issues. We were all just trying to procrastinate and wait until that was fixed. But like the actual stream, because the pace of the games is also different, no? When you're casting a game that's being live rather than a recording, for example.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my game. I had the great underdog story of Floofy beating Torridred. So that was a lot of fun. But actually casting itself was so interesting because it was like all the ideas that I would have like come back a few times. Like normally when I'm doing my videos, I'll do like a version of it, and if I like it, I'll keep it. But sometimes I've done like a second or third try where I was like, I saw this other idea that's like actually pretty pivotal to this game and what happened, and I didn't even really talk about it. So then I'll redo the recording and then actually do it. But this time I was like, I better hit it first time because I'm not gonna get a chance to do that again.
And now you have like more of an idea of what it's like for sportscasters, for people who have to sit there live and have to nail it as it's happening, and they can't say anything wrong and they have to cover all the important pieces.
You definitely appreciate the work of live casters much more after you've done it, and you're like, what do I say now? Like you're trying to come up with stuff, you're trying to entertain but be smart as well with the thing you're saying, and pay attention to chat, and it's like there's so many things.
I got lucky too, because the game I casted, their game was very brawly and aggressive, so it was low unit count, so like the strategy wasn't, I could see what was happening and like, this is a bad attack, this is desperation, this is not going to work out. But I saw the Andy Olaf game, which was like 50 units apiece, and the entire map was covered, and I'm like, there's units on the field, that's my commentary, like I don't know how they're going to fix this one.
Did you end up going back and see the other round 1 game, the Max versus Kindle, the one that I had to do?
Oh no, I saw pretty much.
I for a little bit.
Yeah,
that was the longest one. That was an insane amount of stall. That was very impressive to hold up in the live setting to go that long. Dang. They didn't have a single vehicle fight for like 24 days or something.
How?
How? They traded to supers with just infantry on that map.
Oh wow.
That's great.
It was crazy. That was such a good game. So little happened, but it was so hype.
Okay. Who's playing the Kindle? I feel like you have to be aggressive, no?
I think it was Surthgurv was Max, and then Kindle was
Tethys?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, that was the other one that I was looking at that matchup, and I was like, I know Tethys is no Surthgurv is, which also I don't know how to pronounce that name. That's an impossible name to pronounce. I don't know how you did it first time.
It's just constant.
It's just letters being thrown in there. He's like one of the top live players, right? He's like top 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But going into CNC, because that was obviously a very interesting experience for you. Was that the first time you had ever co-casted before with semi-original in those later rounds?
No. I've done community co-casts on my stream before. I've pulled on a streamer buddy. I've pulled on a member of my community just to talk about games, because I've hosted in channel tournaments before.
Gotcha.
So I was very used to this environment. I do. Oh. I do game reviews. I've casted games. This was very comfy for me. This was a good place.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, the co-casting feature of it all, because I was checking out y'all's stream at the same time I was checking out Degis's and Humita's stream, and I had both of them pulled up, and that was a really fun round too, because those games were so different in terms of where the attacks are going on in that match. I'm not sure if you didn't see the CNC guys, go check out those VODs, because there's a lot of really interesting matches that happen there. But that was really fun to see everyone co-casting like that. Yeah,
it's definitely a different dynamic, no? When you're co-casting rather than when you're just by yourself casting. There's a bit of a dynamic that changes there. It's not just yourself filling all the gaps. You kind of have to sync there with the other. But it's very
in a very casual setting, you have to be able to pick up where someone's like dropping off an idea, where they're trailing off, figure out where is a good time to pick up. In the professional settings, what they actually do is they assign roles to casters. They'll give someone like, you're the hype person and you're the information person. You jump in when something important is happening that needs attention now, and otherwise you're the person who just talks and fills time by giving background information. And that's a way to help manage those situations. I don't know if anyone did that over the weekend, but
nah, we're not that organized.
But if you do it in the future, something to consider to help fix those awkward transition places.
Yeah, I always love when there's a. I'm a big soccer, like FIFA World Cup fan. Like I love, it's like my favorite tournament ever, and like it's so, and that's pretty much the only time that I watch soccer, anyways. But it's so cool to see that you have, like you say, the one guy that is always like saying what's going on, pretty much, and then when they're just kind of like they're stalling, there's this guy that comes up and it's like, this guy has passed it so many times. I know, just gives like a little piece of data that is so interesting. Just kind of hits you. It's like, whoa, okay, I hadn't thought about that.
A way to keep something else happens.
Yeah. And it is like something like refereeing too, where it's like good casters you hear about sometimes, but really not that often. But it's the bad casters that really make the press cut. Yeah. It's like, oh god, it's this guy again doing it. So it's hard. It's not a lot of appreciation sometimes goes into those roles. But yeah, it was a lot of fun CNC. I really enjoyed doing it. I think everyone did really well, both the players and the casters. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
What do you guys think of the format of like so many simultaneous streams for each round?
I think it worked great.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to involve more people in the community, because like everyone has their thoroughfare into games, into content, and then being able to pass those people around and show them different places if they're interested in the games is great.
Yeah. And I think it was necessary too. I think it was really good for pacing that like we wanted to get the entire tournament done in a day. And I think we did the entire thing in like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours maximum. And I think that's great because like if we tried doing it a smaller number of casters and you know a couple of days longer, I don't think it would have been as good. And I think viewership would have like fallen off on that second day because it's just hard to get people to say, "Hey, come hang out with us for 8 days today, and then come hang out with us 8 days tomorrow as well to see the end of what's going to happen."
Hey, in APC was like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 2 weekends for me, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys did great.
Yeah.
But I think this also worked out really well.
Yeah.
Making it go quicker by having the simultaneous games I think is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think something that I don't think I saw anyone mention, but it was kind of cool to have all players playing at the same time. In the same map also, no? There's something there. I don't know how the players felt it, but it's like if you're playing, it's like everyone's playing at the same time. It's like you have, you know, whatever, some other sport tournament, and all the matches are being played at the same time. That's kind of cool. Like you don't know who you're gonna be facing by the time you're done with your match until you finish and you see the result.
And
like, that's kind of cool.
And the trolling that was going on with like Starflash finishing his game in like 6 days and then going in the chat and being like, "Oh, this game's still going on, I guess." And just getting in the
absolutely chat. Savage.
Yeah.
Insane.
Came back to bite him. No spoilers, but yeah.
But good segue into the next part, tournament related. I don't know if you heard Sidewinder, but there's a new live tournament that was literally just announced. I mean, as we're recording, not probably when this is posted, but announced by DPSI and Voice of Akasha. They're doing their Map Madness 2. They did one like a few years back. It's all new maps that Voice of Akasha has made, and there's open signups too. So by judging your face, I assume you haven't heard of it.
I've been out all day. I was having lunch with friends. I barely made it.
Yeah.
Would you be signing up, or like are you interested in more live tourneys?
I am interested in more information at the very least.
I think it's going to be August 9th, if I remember the schedule right. So coming up in a couple weeks from when we're recording this. I don't know when this video is going to get posted. But yeah, I think August 9th is going to be when it's happening. Signups will probably be closed by the time this is coming out. But yeah, if you're in the Discord, it's an announcement. And yeah, check it out. Should be a good time.
I think the signups are open and like there's no limitation on how many players can play. That's what I was asking Voice of Akasha. And so it's like if you sign up, you're gonna play. It's Swiss format, and there's gonna be 3 games one day, 3 games the other. And I guess it like if you win, then you get paired against someone else at one, and there's like a point system kind of way that you get through, and so it's more fair. And I guess whoever has the most points at the end wins. I'm not sure how it works exactly. Okay. It's very interesting.
I think there's some like structures in there if people don't show up, because he was also saying like you could play for a certain number of matches, but if you have to leave, because with that many people, the odds someone's gonna have to drop out are just pretty high. So high, yeah, so that there's some structure where like if the person you're supposed to face drops out, then you get some amount of points and then continue on or something like that. Yeah, I trust they'll figure it out, but yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that in the text of that announcement it said that anyone can play, so if you sign up, you should be hopefully in.
Are you gonna sign up, Mansa?
I don't know yet. So there's 2 things. Number one, schedule wise, I'm always somehow just incredibly busy, which is weird because I really don't have that much stuff that's going on, but I'm always somehow very busy. But also live games kind of scare me because I've played probably like 10 live games total, and I got scarred because like the first 3 I played, it was before there was like that rating queue difference thing going on. So my very first game was against Starflash when I was like 1,000 rated, and I just got owned in 5 days. But I've gotten better at live. Like I've noticed that when I end my games, I'll have like 11 minutes left, and I'm like, well, I should have taken more time and and like figure stuff out.
That's really good.
Hey, better to end with more time than you needed versus the opposite.
Yeah.
Which is falling onto increment.
If you win, because if you lose and you have a lot of time, then you should
Yeah.
have spent that time.
Well, I'm like a move planner guy too, so like what always happens is I get to like day 15 or 16 in like a non-mixed base format, and I'm like, okay, I want to take some time here to like actually figure out a turn, and I'll do it, and I'll make a good turn, and then I'll just see my time go from like 13 minutes or whatever down to 5, and I'm like, well, I hope that turn was good enough because I don't have enough time to do that again to figure this game out. Yeah.
Live adds a lot of interesting dynamics to the game that aren't necessarily present elsewhere.
Yeah.
Forcing you to make suboptimal decisions early or even mid-game to recover time versus banking it at the beginning, just so you can make better decisions later when it's in do or die mode.
Yeah. Increment play
because
too. I was just gonna say increment play too, where you have like 2 minutes left and there's huge armies, and I've seen there was like multiple Starflash games where he has a ton of minutes, a ton of time, and his opponent has like 2 minutes, and he just makes any turn. Honestly, half the time they're just bad turns, but it's just to get them on the clock again with that many units, figure out everything, and it's like, yeah, it can be a legitimate strategy.
Especially if you've got like 25, 30 units and you've got a minute and a half to make decisions, you're hard pressed to buy. Like you're just trying desperately to move everything, and you'll misclicks happen, and that's brutal.
Yeah, I think something that
on its own.
Something that's helped me a lot is something that Fluffy does, that he recommends, is to plan your turn during your opponents. Because sometimes people will do their turn and then they'll be spending like a minute to move the last infantry and like to buy stuff. And in that time, you already see the board. Like that's an extra minute for you to be planning exactly how everything is positioned, so you can open it, kind of calculate a little. Okay, do I do the 2 KO here, breakthrough, get the power, blah blah blah. And so, on the other hand, you should kind of rush the end of your turn so you don't kind of do that. I guess he also, what he said, he also doesn't do like one front and then the other. He kind of does like a little bit on both fronts. So, because usually all people will do that. They'll do their front, like one front entirely, and then the other. And so it's easier while they're doing the other front to calculate what to do on that one. So I thought that was really smart from Fluffy.
He's gaming the system.
Yeah, I cannot emphasize enough how important that is. It's easy to forget if it's something you already do to think about what you're doing on your opponent's turn. But having just played a game relatively recently in real life, it's very clear when people are thinking about what their actions are going to be when it comes back to them versus someone who only starts thinking when the timer comes to you. Like if you got 4 people playing a game and someone takes their turn and then the next person takes their turn and the next person takes their turn and then it sits on one person for 3 minutes while they're making their plan because everyone else is using their turn's time. It's a very important skill to learn for any multiplayer game. It's always useful and will always make the game faster and more fun.
Yeah.
So not just for Advance Wars. This is broad
General
life
gaming
experience.
Yeah.
Life advice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does take a certain level of skill, right? Because like when I'm doing my matches, at least in an async setting, I try to do that a little bit. Like I'll go into Move Planner and be like, okay, what do I think they're gonna like? Before I actually even end my turn, I'm always thinking, what is their best turn that I can do from their perspective? And then I'm like, I'm satisfied with that turn is not that great before I actually submit my turn. But it does take a certain amount of skill and knowledge and just experience to be able to see that easily. So in a live setting, you kind of just need to play a lot, I guess, to kind of have that intuition of like, this is what their response is going to be, and I'm already formulating my response to what they're going to do.
And that's another piece of the, I'm nervous to get into Global League. I'm nervous to get into Live League. Like, you just got to play. Like, you're going to lose games. Accept it, move on, and just start playing. You'll learn, you'll get better. If you find yourself not improving as fast as you'd like, there are plenty of people who have played for a very long time that will be willing to tell you what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Side. So, the obvious question: why Twitch?
Why Twitch?
And not YouTube, for example.
I don't really know. Because I guess it felt more approachable, not needing to have the video editing side of things, having to compete with the catalog of available information on YouTube. Because when you're just sitting there scrolling through YouTube, you're like, oh, I'm looking for something specific, or like this kind of content, this channel, and then you kind of just sit there and then you get recommended similar things. It can be hard to break into that versus on Twitch. I'm just playing the game and I'm talking right now. If you want to come, if you in that moment you want to find that thing, I'm going to be one of the only 1 or 2 people doing that thing.
You're like the only guy
yeah,
on Twitch that does Advance Wars, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think you've done 1 or 2. Go has a Twitch, at least Twitch half of their YouTube Twitch stream, because I know you can do both at the same time. But it's you, Go, and
I've seen the occasional VOA stream once in a while when he comes on. Yeah.
Well, I've never done on Twitch. I just do YouTube.
Do you not have both? I could have sworn you.
I mean, I have a Twitch account just to like go in and chat, but I've never streamed on Twitch. I don't know. I have no idea how it works. Is it easy to stream on Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very easy to get into. The hardest part is just like linking payment information, getting ad revenue and stuff.
Yeah.
That was the most time consuming part, and like verifying yourself and then like earning not partner, earning affiliate is like your first like big hurdle. And it's not even really a hang up on starting. It's just a goal that you want to achieve that helps you feel like you're getting into the platform.
How does that work? The affiliate?
Earning affiliate, it unlocks stuff for you, like it keeps your VODs longer, you get more emote slots. It's basically you have X amount of content in X amount of time, you have X amount of viewers. It's just proving that you are not just talking into empty space and you're actually making content.
Yeah.
Versus someone who just pops on, makes a video, and then is gone for a month. Yeah. And no one's interacting with it. It's their way of filtering out who's actually worth throwing ads to, essentially. From a business perspective, that's what it is. And then partner would be the next level beyond that.
Yeah.
And that's serious. If you make Twitch partner, you're like, you've actually made a business.
Those are the streamers, quote unquote, like full time. Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting to hear too, because YouTube has that side of things as well, where it's like there's some requirements to membership, and then some requirements even higher, I think, for ad revenue and stuff like that. And they're not crazy high, but they're also not low enough that like if you just start a YouTube channel, it'll take a while before you hit those goals.
Yeah, I think it's 1,000 subscribers to get ad revenue.
Yeah.
And it's harder than it looks to get to 1,000.
I think it's also
1,000 is a lot of people.
Yeah,
I know, right? I mean, you could create 1,000 accounts and just.
Well, it's also like either 4,000 or 5,000 watch hours, which is like
that's
a lot of watch hours. Depending on. Yeah, in our space we make longer videos because like replay analysis videos and stuff that's like 30 minutes to an hour and whatnot. But like for channels that are like more shorter
15,
form content, it's like that's a lot of effort that you got to put in to hit those marks.
Yeah, man, I remember like there's those two, right? The subscriber count and then the watch time. And I had the watch time, it was like 20-30K, but I didn't have 1,000 subscribers to get the ad revenue. So I was like, oh. And the worst thing is that YouTube still plays ads on everything.
Yeah.
Right? During all those hours.
Yeah,
they're not getting you in on it.
You're not getting that money from all those 20K, 30K hours of ad revenue.
Yeah.
Sneaky YouTube there. That's wild. How is it in Twitch? Like you sign up and you're already getting the ad revenue, or how is that?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't think you have to hit affiliate to start making ad revenue. I think you start making a better percentage when you hit affiliate and partner. But I think immediately you start making money. It's not much, but
yeah.
And it'll only pay out when you hit a certain value. Like you won't get the money until you have like $50 or $100 made. So it might take you a few weeks or a month or something to make it, but you just get it.
In terms of long term for the community, what do you think will be the best service, YouTube or Twitch, both for content creators trying to start up and on also the viewer experience? Like, what do you think is the best for people?
I think YouTube is probably better for Advanced Wars. letting you scrub through games is a big deal. Being able to skip around to important stuff. Like, if you are already familiar with capture phase stuff, watching it happen over and over, like, let's go to where decisions are being made. It's nice. And
hey, there's some decisions to be made in capture phase.
It's true. But there are some maps where it's like Stalingrad. You're not really seeing a lot of different things happening in the capture phase.
Yeah.
You know the things that can happen. Like, there are different things. Like, are they opening a PC? Are they going a T-copter? Whatever. But once they do it, you're like, I know where everything's going. Combat won't start for a few days. Let's see where people choose to fight.
Yeah.
The thing I like about streaming on Twitch, and this is another reason why I picked the platform over YouTube, is being able to talk to people while things are happening and explaining decision making as it's happening. I think is really cool, unique. Because in YouTube, you sit there, you talk about the game, you talk about why this decision is made, but it's hard to predict all questions that can be had about a situation. So while I think YouTube is better on the whole, I think that having an open dialogue that doesn't necessarily mean like private coaching is good.
Yeah.
Because going onto the Discord and being like, help me, isn't always an easy thing for people to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that scares the hell out of me, and I could never.
Yeah. That's an interesting aspect of it too, because that was something I noticed during the stream, is that people were asking questions about the position and whatnot, and I was like, yeah, and some of those stuff I had brought up before and what I was talking about, but some stuff I didn't even really consider, and I was like, that's a really nice part of the process, because I would have, like, in YouTube you don't even get that till the video is posted and you go in the comments and then people are talking about like, you know, this timestamp, what if they did this or that, and then you can respond and go into those questions. But that's a really awesome part of having that. And like the Twitch
YouTube
experience.
Comments.
Yeah. The dangers of going down there.
People making a comment without watching the whole video, isn't that your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an maybe appreciated part of streaming, the chat. Like, the chat really has a big they are there with you, and they give you, like, you're participating right there. I feel like all people don't maybe feel scared of commenting or whatever, but it definitely is really nice because you get to just have a back and forth with them, and they'll bring up stuff like you were saying.
It's not as anonymous. Like, you still have you don't have a face, you're just a username, but especially if you're there for more than just a single day, you start to know people, at least whatever part of themselves they're presenting, and you definitely you wouldn't feel as comfortable saying something completely out of pocket in a Twitch chat with a bunch of people who you interact with on a daily basis.
Yeah. Do you think going into this space, either from Twitch or YouTube, like if someone wanted to start in this space, do you think you need to be skilled in the game? Because that was something that I had a lot of concerns about when I was starting. Because like when I started making videos, I was 1,000, maybe 1050, and I was like, I don't feel qualified really to talk about my games. This is like, I don't know if this is a good play or not, and you know, I had to get over that a little bit, but I think it's a fair argument.
So, if the qualification for starting to stream content was being good, I should never have started. I thought, coming from years of playing the campaign and the war room and getting all my S ranks, oh, I'm good at the game. I can talk about this. No, I was an idiot. I was a fool. I learned so much about this game when I started, like I was streaming games when I was doing Z games. I was doing Z game replays and Z games live when I started streaming, before Live League existed.
Yeah.
I would make games and wait for people to join them through the random looking for games option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was like, oh my gosh, Sonya's so good. Lash's Day-to-Day is so powerful, guys. They're really underrated. This stop. The tier list exists for a reason. A lot of way smarter people than you have already tried what you think you're trying for the first time.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the first time you heard of the tier list in Advanced Wars?
Absolutely.
I remember being like, what?
I was.
Else than others?
it was so cool, like seeing the game creation, being like, oh, how does this work? Why are these COs considered different? And like, why can't they be played against each other? Because like as a kid, I played against my brother, and we would play like Andy versus Colin all the time.
Yeah,
My brother's favorite was Colin because he was the little kid and he had a lot of money, and that was all he cared about. And we had like fairly even games, so surely no. no.
Not even close.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the maps too. The maps in the Game Boy.
Not exactly.
Oh, we made our own. We didn't play on any of those maps. No. We of course we made our custom maps. We had 9,999 funds per property, and we would start with like 50 deployed Neotanks and bombers. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Balanced, not, but fun.
Yeah. And I think in a way that's like a very relatable part of the experience as well, because like I think viewers sometimes go into the channels and are when the player's too good that's casting the replay, sometimes you just kind of like step back and are like, all right, tell me what's happening here. But like having, especially in the streaming setting, having someone that's like also is trying to figure it out, then it can kind of be like a group journey into learning the game and improving at the game. So yeah, exactly. I think that's nice.
I agree though. I don't think you have to be a good player to start making content. I think you just have to start making content. In the end, you'll get better if you want to, but like also, I don't know, maybe you don't want to be doing like high competitive kind of content, right? Like maybe you just want to do casual content and you're covering like 16-player FFAs, you know, and these weird maps. It's like, and you're just a low 800s. And it's like, and that's fine. There's probably people that are going to watch it. Like there's people that watch people do the S rank all through the campaigns that I am zero interested in. No offense, but I know there's all people that do, and there's all people that watch it. You know, like so there's content and there's an audience, you know, for everything and for everyone. So I do agree with that. You don't have to be highly rated to start making content. I had a question for you, Side. So, would you ever consider moving over to YouTube to stream over there, or are you gonna be? Do you think you would be like diehard Twitch, and use YouTube as your repository of videos?
I've thought about it. I'm very committed to Twitch at this point, and I will probably stick with it. But I do need to have a YouTube archive at bare minimum. I need to have this is where the VODs go if you didn't make it live and would like to watch them later. So that will happen eventually. I make no promises about when it's actually going to happen because it's a lot. But at some point in the far future, looking off into the theoretical places I would want to go, if this became a longer term thing for me, I would like at some point to have someone help me edit videos to post from streams occasionally, like maybe compile like a month of stuff and put together good games to watch. I think that would be cool. Yeah. Maybe not even just like moments, but like a whole game, like a whole game cast, and just pick out the ones that are interesting and have like good turn breakdowns or good concepts that are on display. Because I like talking about that stuff.
Yeah. The world of help in the content creation space is very interesting to me because, like, obviously the bigger you get, the more resources that you have available to you. Also, the more stuff, the more responsibilities there is, but the more resources that you have available to you to get help, whether that's editing or thumbnails or whatever it is. And I don't know, that transition always seems interesting to me because, like, you go from a system where you have control of everything and you're, you know, struggling trying to get everything up there, and then all of a sudden you have to like trust people to help you with whatever your brand is going to be and your videos and anything else. And it's like, hey, go through my stream and tell me what you think is going to be the best stuff, and then put it on the YouTube channel. And it's like, oh man, that is a lot of trust that you're placing in some people. But
yeah, you gotta relinquish a lot of power to let it go through. But I also have to, like, I know what my limitations, at least right now, are to teach myself how to video edit well, to make it good, and to make it deliver like an intended experience would take so much time that I just don't have or want to put into it.
Yeah.
I want to spend my energy elsewhere. Like, I want to make emotes again. I haven't filled up all my emote slots, and I have a lot of great ideas that chat has wanted for a long time, and I do not have time because any time I'm working on stream should be on VODs. And it's because I like that aspect of it, and would, if I want to continue evolving it and continue pursuing it in the future, that's something that I know that I will need help to do.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a future for Advance Wars content creators, and as in a, because this was
long
always my
term is
dream,
like a
but,
career?
yeah, like the community can grow enough to a certain point that you could like live off of making Advance Wars content.
Live off of just
it happens in other games.
Yeah. So the other games have a player base of substantially magnitude larger than Advance Wars. What I think would have to happen for that to be reality would be a real new release that actually gets mainstream. I don't know if it's possible for the turn-based tactics genre to have a mainstream release, because it's a game that requires a lot of time and a lot of attention that up to this point hasn't generated. Like, they're popular, they're big, but it's never going to be like a Fortnite, like an Apex, like a Call of Duty, because there's too much commitment. And there's too much fighting for people's attention, especially now with streaming and digitally accessible content. I think it's always going to be smaller, but it can definitely be more than it is. And it's, are we reliant on intelligent systems? A little bit.
Do you think you could hit chess numbers? Because like chess is a type of turn-based strategy, but you know, obviously the thing with chess is like people play growing up, so they're more familiar. So like trying to learn the game is like
chess is also how many eons old? It's had a little bit of time to build up a dedicated fan base versus like the 20 years ish.
It's also easier to understand than Advance Wars.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I like Advance Wars more than chess, because chess is, I think it is too simple for me. I think that it's very easy to get bullied in chess because of how few choices you have to make versus in Advance Wars. Like, once you get to a high enough level in Advance Wars, you have the same kind of bullying where, oh, you didn't open recon on this turn, and now I'm going to get this contested property that you could have never known I was going for, especially in FOG. But, like, the amount of times you see people lose on, like, turn 3 or 4 in chess because you have someone who's playing, oh, this is the open, versus I'm just moving pawns.
Yeah.
And you just get clubbed. You're like, I don't know what happened. How did you move the pieces that way? And then once you learn that, then you get into live chess. And I have some friends who do that, and I played with them. I don't know. I like my funny little cartoon copters and tanks rolling around and managing their fuel and ammo and trying to position on shoals and rivers. That's my flavor. That's why I'm here.
And I think chess had that renaissance too, where like once rapid and blitz got really popular in that scene, I think viewership went up for a lot of those channels. So I think the same thing could happen for Advanced Wars by Web. Like if live becomes at the same level as Global League, because still there's a lot less people playing Live League than Global League. But if you really boost those numbers up, and then you start to get even more people covering live games in the videos and the Twitch space, whatever, and you start to get a lot more characters, if you will, for people to rally behind and get behind, I think you could at least get a substantial bump up from that in terms of viewership and whatnot.
I know they just made the Twitch channel that just shows whatever featured live game is happening at the time.
Yeah.
And I've seen the people starting to watch that. So maybe it's already happening.
Yeah. We're along the road.
To be fair, also live tournaments are kind of like the event, no? To hype it up and bring people, bring viewership and players and everything. This would be somewhat of a good segue to the next section, which is, what's your favorite mode in Advanced Wars? And this can be a combination between the 3 modes or other modes, but also live and async.
So, FOG. I think Fog of War is the most quintessential like Advanced Wars thing, It is the only version of Fog of War that has ever worked in any tactics like turn-based game. It is horrific.
Claim right there. Big
which
fans.
Which Advance Wars are you talking about too? Because it's switched up a little bit between the Advance Wars games.
Yes, when I talk about Advance Wars, I am not going to ever be referring to Days of Ruin. I do not have a high opinion of any changes made in Days of Ruin.
Advance Wars.
Yeah.
We could talk about this for an hour. Just Advance Wars Days of Ruin changes that I have issues with.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking about our main 3, and really just like 2.
Right.
Because
the one Advance Wars by
yeah.
Yeah.
2 with all the cherry-picked good features from Dual Strike.
Yeah.
Because that game also made weird choices. Fog of War in most turn-based tactics settings is just awful to deal with, especially when you play against the computer. Because it is designed to be you take this move, you fail. You take this move, you fail. You take this move, you fail. And every attempt, you slowly get further and further. And you feel like you've overcome this thing. If you're playing against a human in those settings, it is impossible.
Yeah.
If it is set up that way. But when both players have the exact same grouping of tools, you have the same start, you have the same options to go for, especially with the FTA that Advance Wars by Web implements as a standard, it is so interesting to work with what forests do, and unit vision. Balancing stronger units with lower vision is a great system, and all of the units and the way they interact with terrain and the map sizes gives you the information if you deploy the units to get you that information. And other games, you just don't get the tools. If you're playing Fire Emblem and you're on a fog map and you don't have a thief or a torch, congratulations, you're just gambling every turn. If you don't have the map pulled up on the wiki, you don't know what's coming and you could just die. And you make those choices in Advance Wars yourself. You have control over, okay, I know a tank can't be here at this time. They cannot have had the money. And if it can be, you are then taking that risk, and you can play around it. And your opponent doesn't choose to build recons because it's a weak unit, but you did, and you have more information, and you can maneuver around them. It's so cool, and it's something that you don't get from a game like chess, because if you've seen the channels that try to add Fog of War to chess, let's see what happens. It's horrible. It is a mess.
A bishop across the entire board.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's amazing. It's terrible.
It's always cheese in those matches. They'll stick a bishop somewhere, and then they move it, and then the king's visible, and then because in that mode you can take the king, and then that ends the game. There's no walking into checks and whatnot. It's very weird. Going back to Fog with Advance Wars, though, I'm curious, because at the high level play, obviously the margins are going to be a lot thinner because everyone's just so good. Do you mind kind of the inherent rock, paper, scissors-ness of Fog that happens with openings? Because a lot of the times, or I guess at least some of the times, it's just, I had the perfect counter for you in this matchup because you did T-Copter and I went Recon.
Yep. I like it most of the time. There are some maps where it feels really bad. Particularly recently, Redemption World being player 2, not fun.
Yeah.
Got absolutely clapped by Elagatua because I got the 50-50 on which property he would aggress on, and I just lost. I just lost because of that. But he is probably as good as they come, as good as you can ever realistically be, and does enough math and prep that fine. I got. I rolled the dice. I mathed my open. It wasn't what was necessary. Too bad.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it. Standard is brutal from the standpoint of, because you have perfect information, it starts to move back into the chess territory of, if your opponent knows all of the things and you don't, you're going to lose just because you're going to get bullied off the map. You're going to get out-pressured, out-maneuvered. You're going to get stuck behind terrain because they're going to lead you to a fight you can't move out of. And in Fog, I like having just slightly more of a puncher's chance of, you're the worst player, but you called them on a bluff. You made a move they weren't ready for, and it allows you to do a thing. and that's something that you can't do in chess or in standard.
Mm.
And then my feelings on high funds are just like, you get to see bombers and battleships, but the game wasn't balanced around those things being prolific, and it shows. Fighters are incredibly powerful units.
Oh yeah.
And a great way that I can express my feelings on high funds is having to play against the AI when they have enough money to build a fighter every turn, and you have enough money to maybe build a copter. It is almost unplayably hard.
Yeah.
You have to go so slow, and you have to play in such a boring, manipulative way that you can't make speed benchmarks. It is very frustrating for me. And getting to experience how oppressive those units are and knowing why they cost what they cost is it makes you feel like you've evolved as a player. Like, your understanding of the game has grown. You feel your brain enlarging. At least for me.
Yeah.
And then like playing high funds on its own, like, you have to completely relearn the game from scratch because everything has changed. Like, it's no longer infantry trades for properties only. Risking a tank is suicide, and now it's, oh, you didn't deny that property with a tank and forfeit it, like, you lost the game because now they can buy a neo tank and you can't.
Yeah, and you get more charge and get your power before.
Yep.
Your power's by turn 5.
Exactly.
I'm
It's a different beast, and
Like-
it requires a completely relearned skill set, and I really like my FOG. I really enjoy the
Do you have
balance of FOG.
Do you have a favorite map, perhaps, from FOG?
Favorite map?
Or like, I don't know, top 3 maybe, if you're undecisive. Or like recent that you've really liked.
Yeah, I'm tempted to just like go to my favorited list. I have it open. I'm actually going to go to what maps I've favorited.
Kind of connecting the high funds and fog thing while we have a little break here. Did you guys hear that like high fog was suggested, and it was like that was like people building maps for that and whatnot? And I'm like, I always thought high fog would just be the worst of both modes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I see some people vouching for it.
I heard about it. I haven't heard anything recently. Let's see. What are ones that I really enjoyed?
You have
Settles is
some
Stillwater
water maps.
I really like Settles is Stillwater. I think it was version.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, the first one?
I'm trying to
Or
remember
version
what
2
it was.
perhaps.
I think it was the version with the landers that I really liked.
Oh, the original one, the
Yes.
number 1.
Yep. Because that one of my favorite games that I ever played on it was me playing Drake against actually I think Fluffy's Andy. And I was able, because Drake had the extra lander move, his lander actually makes it to those shoals on the south front if you're in the top right corner. So you can actually double drop vehicles over there. And I thought that was really fun. Actually having a map where landers could function. Like, it's pre-deployed and it actually allows you to play the map differently.
Yeah.
Especially with the Drake passive actually mattering for the first time and being helpful to him.
Yeah.
That was such a high income map too.
Yep.
Yeah, fog maps always feel like they're way higher income than the other ones, other modes.
Not all of them, but yeah. I would say the average is probably like 2 or 3K higher. But you have maps like Stalingrad and Settles of Stillwater that are crazy high. And then you can actually see bombers and neo tanks. I've seen mega tanks on those maps, and I've seen stealths on Stalingrad.
Am I crazy? The Settles used to have a lander, but it has a black boat now.
Is that the version 2 or?
Maybe it was version 2 that had the lander.
The original one has a black boat, but I think
I know there was a version that had a lander because I played on it in Global League at one point.
We'll go through the history books, but I also thought the first version was the one with the lander, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think the creator changed it.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the V2 that had a lander. Okay, maybe.
Okay, it was version 2 then that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Wondershot is fantastic. It has a similar thing going on, not the lander move.
Why you have to bring up the map?
Oh wait, is Wondershot the one we played on? Oh my god, it is! Oh my god, it is! That was
the only game I've ever had against you.
It is. It's our only game. That game was so fun. I thought I had made a horrible mistake. I thought I was going to die.
I thought I had it in the bag, man. Like I had such a good start. I don't know how you came back from it. It was so frustrating.
It's because I was committed to playing off of my transport spam out of the bottom because it had worked so much in live games. I got absolutely brutalized by that recon. I remember this game. That was awful. I was not prepared for that recon to just roll up on my HQ's doorstep, and I'm like, no, I lose so many properties. But as it turns out, having a black boat, a lander, and a T-copter really makes your infantry pressure rather nasty on the bottom and the center, and that's what let me come back. And then
there was something that you would do that just like blew my mind at that time. I had never seen anyone do this, which is like because we got into this very big mid brawl. It was like whoever won the middle was gonna win everything pretty much. But you would like instead of usually attacking onto a city, like you would do like I don't know infantry, try to take it out and then sit on it. Or you would like attack, or like instead of using the city to attack with the planes because you would have more defense.
Integrity on the city, because you can't wall break the city with your stinky little Jess infantry. If I'm full health.
That too. But you would first attack from the road or the plains, and then the second attack would be from the city. So that would be a full HP. So then it would be harder to break through. I was like
tricky.
But you're getting more damage, but at the same time it's very smart because then I can't tactically break through. I was like, wow, I've never seen that before, and that was so frustrating.
Talking about,
I was really hoping that. Sorry, I cut you off completely. But I was really hoping that I would be able to block you by just putting such a wall of like low HP infantry. You would move one thing wrong, you would choke yourself off and save my bomber, and that's how I won the game.
Oh man, there was one move. I think at the very end I could actually take out your bomber, and I missed move something.
Because there was only one way to get there, and if you moved anything wrong, you couldn't do it, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
I was just gonna say, talking about comebacks, because that was something I was really interested in about between the different modes. Do you think that coming back in FOG games is easier, or harder, or about the same as it is in standard?
It's way easier. It's not close.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever seen much of a comeback happen in standard. It's so hard. Someone has to make a blunder. They just had to miss like a fundamental tactical thing happening on the map for there to be a comeback in standard. Because you're working with perfect information. The only thing that gives you room for comebacks is FOG, or the only time it does happen in standard is a CO matchup. The dynamic
or the powers.
If you're able to actually get this, if Hawk can take control of the fight and decide when Sasha's powering, Hawk's gonna win. From what is always going to be a losing position, because Hawk is never getting the advantage on Sasha.
Yeah, I see it sometimes with like over aggression and like pushing in too deep when you're not ready, and that's bad strategy in a way, especially if you're not factoring in power charge in relation to that. Or like obviously when you're facing like Eagle, like there's always a chance he's coming back depending on how good their lightning strike is. But yeah, it was interesting to me that conversation between standard and FOG, because I think with FOG, there's arguments that it's hard in a different way, right? Because by conceding so much of the board space, you're also conceding a lot of the information. So then it's like, where's the next? Like, if you're in a really losing spot, like, where's the next attack coming from once you've conceded so much board state and information like that?
I mean, obviously, if you're in a position where you're having to concede space and you have to concede space everywhere, then it's a death spiral that you can't really get out of. But if you make a decision like, oh God, that trade was bad, you need to commit to a new plan and hope that you can catch your opponent off guard from lack of information. You say, okay, here's my bluff attack. I'm sending everything else over here, and if you're not ready for it, I'm back in the game.
Yeah.
So, Side, you are currently number 12 all-time player.
Jesus, really? We're almost top 10. Dang.
That's all time. And currently you're number 2, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, you're number 2 behind Husky.
Husky right now? Yeah.
Do you prep for your global league matches? Do you what is your kind of prep? If any?
There is prep, but it's not much. I wish that I could prep more. I wish I felt like I had the time to sit down and plan out every open. As far as my prep goes, is I'm like, okay, I look at what I think contested properties are, and I look at vehicle timings. I try to always be like, okay, they could have a recon on this turn. It could be here on this turn. Does that lose me the game if it happens? Do I have a counterplay to that? Like that's probably about as far as I go. It's like no more than like 5-10 minutes of looking at the map and being like, okay, what CO do I want to pick?
Dang.
And that's why, like, when I play Elagatua, it's all right, bend over. I'm going to... And it's clear. It's clear.
Yeah.
What the next level of prep can do for you.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like my understanding of the game currently and the skill set that I have at this point definitely lends itself better to live. I was a terrible live player for a very long time. I took way too long and timed, like, got all the way down to increment very quickly. But I played so much that now I can play faster, and because so much of my play is turn-to-turn positionally and making sure that I'm fighting well, it works out very well in live because I never had the long 7-8 turns of pre-planned movement done.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific objective as a player? Like maybe it's global league, elo, live elo, something.
Oh, my objective was to get to number 1 on FOG. My first goal was to get top 10. I got there, and then I was like, okay, just top 5. That's top 5 is all I need. And then I'm like, okay, well, we made top 5. Let's see if we can keep going. And I made 1. I got to number 1 for a period of time. Was it because most of the better players just decided to stop queuing FOG? Yes, I think that's exactly what happened. But at least I'm in the same air and could like, I've taken a game off Starflash now. I have beaten him. I think I beat Poland recently in a live game. I was Von Bolt Sasha, I believe.
Yeah.
So like
Nice.
I know that at least on a good day, I'm there.
But like currently, do you have any objective, or just playing for fun, just get up there, top 3?
If I had any objective now,
maybe tournament results.
I would love to win a tournament. That I don't know if it's a reasonable goal for me to have. I mean, I did make it to what was it, Smacky 4 or Smacky 3.
Mm-hmm.
I made it into finals. And then, yeah, that was the Elagatua game on Redemption World. That was bad. But that's the farthest I made it. I played in 2 and 3. I think it must have been 4 then that I made it through finals. Yeah. So I don't think I played in the first. I don't think I felt ready to play in a tournament yet. But I lost round 3 in my first tournament, made it to the semifinals, and lost that Olaf mirror to... I don't even remember. I don't remember who it was. It was too long ago. It might have been Dead FS.
Oof.
And then I actually cleared my whole bracket. I beat Go in Smacky 4 to get out of whatever it was, H bracket.
Yeah.
I get that. Honest, just getting into finals alone was already like a huge milestone for me, feeling like I've done good as a player. Because like if you play live, especially if you let chat pick your COs, you can definitely feel on a daily basis like I'm terrible. I'm the worst. I lose every game. Having those moments of, wow, I'm really proud of myself. This was really good. It is important. The only thing, to bring it back to your question, would be, is there anything left that you have not accomplished that you'd like to accomplish? Would be fully winning a tournament or just making top 10 all-time fun. Those would be the only 2 things left. And then at that point, it's just, I am content.
It's really hard to FOG in FOG too, because like it feels like not all the killers, but like a lot of, like, when you think of like the top 10 like Mount Rushmore of advanced source by web players, a lot of them are going to be mainly FOG players, or at least players that also play FOG. So like that, as compared to like with standard, even like right now, like super high level standard play, when you're talking about people like Starflash or people like Poland, obviously other people like VOA and people that come around less often but are there for the tournaments, that's different. But like the top of the standard ladder right now, it's a style. It's an aggressive style. Like even if you're 1300, 1400, you still probably have a chance against those players if Starflash isn't really carrying in a game, or if Poland is moving a little too fast or whatnot. But like you go into Fog and you're queuing up against Elagatua, or you're queuing up against Rip, or even like Degis in Live, because I know he's been killing the Fog ladder in Live right now. Like those are really hard matchups compared to some of the other ones. Transitioning this into a question, I was just gonna say, who is your favorite, who's your favorite, and then who is the scariest opponent that you faced both in your time asynchronous fog play and then also in live fog play?
I remember a few moments. I'm going to try to go about it this way.
Yeah.
I remember the first scary game I had was my breakthrough to 1000 elo. I played JJ Empire. I'm like, I know that name.
Yeah. The first time that happens.
They will know what they're doing much more than everyone else I played up to this point. Yeah. And that's when I was playing like 6 or 7 games at the same time. That made me realize I needed to queue less because I started to sleep very poorly thinking about the turns in that game. I was so stressed. That was bad. And that's why I only queue 3 games right now, is because when I get too involved and take too many turns too much, I start dreaming about the turns and worst case scenarios that aren't even possible, and just death spiral, and I sleep like an hour a night. Nope, can't do it. But then the first time I played Degis, I didn't realize it was him. I played at his alt. He was playing Olaf on Stalingrad, and that was back when I was just clubbing people because I'd gotten quite good at the first level of you got good.
Yeah.
And I was underpicking like every match, and I picked Drake, expecting Olaf. Like, oh, I can do this. No. No. I've tried it once or twice since then. Picking Drake into Olaf, really not fun. Yeah. It's really not good. It can happen. It can be done, but it's hard. It turns out copters are really good. Yeah. Especially now that he's been nerfed. No, don't. I cannot recommend it in good conscience. But playing against Starflash for the first time was really scary. And got whipped by him because I just come off a game with Kempe. I think I talked about this recently. I just came off a game against Kempe on Chosen Reservoir, a map that I detest at this point. Because it was an Olaf mirror, and I opened a way, and it was a really close game, and it was decided by who got their power first, and he just barely eked it out. He got it with like 50 funds to spare, and I lost off it. I tried the same open against Starflash in a Hawk mirror. I had 2 recons and a tank killed in the first like 8 days.
Oh no!
Because he knew where they were all going to be. It would no. Awful, and that set me up for failure against him for a few games. Don't want to talk about that one. But then Elagatua, the first game I played against him, I didn't know who he was, and I made some poor choices. Well, I mean, I looked at his like profile, but I didn't know exactly who I was dealing with until we were already underway. It was, what's the map that has the comm towers surrounded by shoals? It was changed. You used to have a black boat sitting on an HQ.
Isus or Isis.
Yeah. 1v1 Isis.
Yeah.
He picked Cole, who I'd never seen picked on that map, and I was not ready for how he was going to play the map. Because I'd played it probably a dozen times at that point and had a pretty good idea of how I like to approach it. That had always worked out well for me.
Not against.
I got coal powered, and I never was able to bring it back. He definitely had a surgical plan for dealing with my standard approach. I needed more than standard approach for that game, and then the second time I had to play him, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna be ready for this.
Yeah. Have you ever had any really high level games against Alaska Larner? Because he's someone I've seen in the Global League a lot, and you don't see much of him. But then you go into the tournaments, and he's like a super killer. He's always like in the finals.
I don't think I've had a game against Alaska. The one person who doesn't play much but has done tournament stuff, who I have played, was Stabadu.
Yeah.
And that was a hard game. I knew that game was going to be hard going in. I struggle with the idea if my approach would have worked if I'd made slightly better tactical decisions or if I had just been thoroughly outplayed from the start. I haven't looked at it in a while. I don't remember, but that was a hard game. That was a Kindle mirror on a very small map. Very, very hard.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good people who play this game.
A lot of good people, and a lot of them I feel like are concentrated in FOG. One thing that you kind of brought up that I was curious about was like the stress side of this, because obviously being a super high level FOG player and then also doing content creation has got to be a lot. So besides like toning down how many maps you're playing at a time, like what steps have you taken to manage some of that stress at times?
I love the asynchronous timer so much. Right now, I currently have what do we have? 14 hours, 7 hours, and about a day on the 3 games I have going right now. Being able to sit there and go, it's my turn, and I don't have to take my turn right now, is a lovely, freeing experience.
Yeah.
You do not have to play because there is a red notification bubble. The obligation that I know some people feel, because I have felt it. It is very stressful. Oh my god, it's my turn, I have to go. Oh my god, it's my turn, I have to go. Yeah. Being able to let go of that and go, it's fine, I don't have to think about the game. I don't have to think about it right now. I will. I have this much time until I do. And then there might be a little bit of my my procrastinator side in there, trying to put it off to the last minute, doing my best work in the last hour. But it is an incredibly freeing realization that you can come to. As far as the live stuff goes and the streaming stuff goes, like, finally making it to where I did on the ladder and like all-time placement, I feel like I have some level of reputation to uphold. I definitely feel like I have failed to some degree when I get absolutely rolled in a game, even if the matchup's bad, even if I don't know the map and they do. I don't like making those excuses. I feel like I should be able to just play my way out of it.
Yeah.
Which isn't a good thing. I don't think that I should continue thinking those things, but it's hard to fight that innate feeling.
Yeah.
And you just have to remind yourself, it's a game. We're having fun. People are learning, and they're going to laugh at you as you suffer.
Yeah. It's that Star Flash mentality, right? It's like, elo doesn't matter. You're just trying to get better every single game. That's what he said, at least to us.
Yeah, especially with live. I definitely have not gone into live the same way as Global League. Live, we're just getting games, and we're playing. We're playing Advanced Wars.
Yeah.
We're finding someone. I don't care about my live elo at all. If you want me to play Juggernaut Tier 1, make me do it. I'll cry, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's funny that you were talking about the async timer, because if we move on to the next section, no, Mansa, one of the questions. Well, the next section is questions from the community, and the first question comes from Habits, and he says the Sidewinder is one of the most notorious slower players, always using all the time in Global League and tournaments. I've always wondered with those type of players whether they always use all their time planning meticulously everything, or is it a type of procrastination? And I just want to say, like, I remember because in our match, you did that. You were like, from day one, you were like squeezing all 7 days. I was like, is this dude like just procrastinating? Is he gonna get like booted and then I'm gonna get a free win? I was kind of hoping at a certain point that you.
It's a mental game. He's getting you disinterested in the match and then coming in.
No. It is not a tactic at all. I am trying to not overload my brain because it is a very easy thing to do for me.
Yeah.
It is stress management is not taking more turns than I have to. And obviously, if I'm running out of time, I'll have to take more than one. But I'd much rather.
Yeah. I guess also because there's a lot of discourse on the Discord. You know, people are always like, "Oh, why is he procrastinating?" You know, like not to you specifically, but I know a lot of them do to you specifically. But there's people that will be complaining like, "Oh, my opponent's not doing their turn, blah blah blah. I'm winning," kind of thing. And it's like, I know the timer's there for a reason, right? Like, why are you complaining for the rules that you signed up for? That's my take.
Did you want your opponent to take your turn right now? Live games, they're right there. Those are for you.
Yeah.
I remember one time someone. Go ahead, Masamus.
I was just gonna ask: Are you a person when you're making your turns that you do like set state positions? Because that's like how I've managed stress in one of my more stressful games before. Is just like if I have a turn and I'm like I don't know really what to do yet, and it's like 5 days left, 4 days left, 3 days left, and it's just starting to count down. I'll just create like an okay turn or what like my first thoughts, and I'll just have like say like I have probably hundreds of those on my hard drive of just board states where it's like if I get 20 minutes left, I'll just do this and I'll throw it and it'll be fine, and then like that's how
no I've never done that. What I will do is if I'm looking at a turn that I don't know what to do, or like I just don't want to deal with it right now, I'll put it down, I'll come back in a few days, I'll open it up and I'll go, okay, we are figuring out the turn right now, and I'll open up the move planner and I'll try probably a dozen different things. Like, this feels bad. If there's a thing here, this feels bad. And I just, once I commit to taking the turn, I will sit down until the turn is done. I think the longest I've ever spent on a turn was probably like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Just trying multiple board states. Like, is there any way I can get out of this? Or is there any way that I can make this position guaranteed?
Yeah.
Can I get this for free if I do this thing, if I'm willing to sacrifice this? And it's that stuff that those trial and errors on the move planner that definitely help you in like a live game. Once you start to do those enough, then it starts to like commit to long-term memory, and you're like, oh, I've been in this situation before. I know what I need to do.
Yeah. Those are always the moments too where I feel like I'm getting smarter as a player, because I'll take my first turn, and then as I'm doing the second or third tryout, and I'm like, man, that first turn was trash. I didn't think of like anything that was going on in this position. And I'm like, this is so obvious. Like, obviously they're going to do this and that, and then I need to adjust and figure everything out. And I'm like, thank God I do multiple tries at this, because the first turn, the first crack at it was not what was going to be good. Oh. Sorry, I interrupted
next question.
A bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I forgot, yeah. I remember, I can't remember who it was, but someone had messaged you or pinged you on the Discord saying like, because you were matched up on Global League, I was like, hey, I don't want to match it take like months or something like that, and offered you a draw. I was like, dang. Like, why?
I don't know.
Do you have anything to say?
I could see it more before Live League was really a thing. When people have like fake Live League, I think, where like they were just setting up games and like handshake agreement, like let's do it live. But now that Live League is a thing, just go play live. Like, yeah, it's there for you. No.
I guess that's my feeling on it.
Max was saying, please tell Side to come to YouTube and dual cast. I don't know if you ever have any plans of doing dual casting, Twitch and YouTube.
Oh,
I think you have to pay, right? I think you have to pay through OBS to do a dual cast or multi-stream, but
I think D just was saying something like that. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. I can't say I'd never do it. I would, especially once I at least have my YouTube archive set up and have like a YouTube presence of some kind, I would be more willing to explore that, but it's definitely not happening like sometime this year.
Andrew SB says, would love to see him do some casting in APC2 if it happens. I don't know. Him and Semi, original guy, were great in Chimps and Champs.
Yeah. I like casting. I've done a lot of it. I like talking about basically every aspect of this game. It is very easy to distract me during my streams and be like, hey, let's talk about this specific functionality in the game, this interaction, this play style. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. 30 minutes, let's go.
Stun lock the streamer.
Yep.
I guess, and the last one is, this one's kind of long, so I'm gonna make it shorter.
Yeah.
Dank Memos was kind of talking about how there's people in the community that are maybe kind of salty against, I don't know, maybe players, like they'll be watching a live game and they're like, oh, he's so dumb, why did he do that? I would never do that, blah blah blah. Like,
really,
it's pretty common, I gotta say. Like, YouTube comments and people on the Discord and like everyone, there's a lot of people that are like that. To be fair, probably 90% of the people that do that would probably insta lose against that same player that they're criticizing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, he was bringing this up and he was saying how it was during the cast with Deegis, I think it was on the semis or the final, and he was seeing a lot of those comments, and he started to like take them out because he didn't like people kind of talking badly about players kind of in a way. So I guess he was kind of asking our opinion or your opinion or ours in general about that. Just people kind of criticizing openly, and how much is it good, how much is acceptable or whatnot.
I think there's a little bit of nuance, because a part of the like live viewing experience is asking questions about why they're making decisions. And if you come into it like, I don't know why you made that move, I don't know what the motivation was, what your long-term plan is, like I think that's a very important part of both the casting and the viewer experience, is knowing when and how to ask those questions. But going, wow, you're stupid, you're terrible, that sort of thing, why are you spending your energy on this?
Yeah.
Why are your fingers even making the letters on the keyboard?
Yeah.
Why did you feel the need to share this with anyone? Yeah, there's no place for that, but
I think there's a way to do it, right? Because it's like, even when I was casting the game that I was doing, I was like, Torjred was losing pretty badly and was like losing early on. But and I was like noticing those things happening, but I'm not gonna go in and be like, Torjred's not playing well, like this is not, because obviously Torjred's an insanely great player and got second, like he's a super high level player. But the way I kind of handled it when I was doing that was just like, I don't know if this was like, I'm not sure Torjred's idea here. Like I'm not sure what he's going for, but I'm gonna like keep on watching and try to figure it out. And like going from that perspective of, if it's something I disagree with, I'll go to the perspective of I'm curious to see what will happen versus
exactly,
I wouldn't do this, so this is wrong. Like that's the approach I think some people take, and
there is, I've had one experience with that. There is someone who came into a stream that I was doing probably about a year ago. I was doing a 0% growth run of Sacred Stones, and someone came in talking about how they played Sacred Stones just normally, and said that what I was doing was wrong and stupid. And I was just so confused. Like, we're not even talking about the same game.
Yeah.
It has been fundamentally changed to behave differently. Why is there even a discussion, let alone the hostility?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, that's crazy, and I don't think there's any space for that behavior. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's like making fun of someone during a like no kill Advanced Wars by Web speed run, and they're like, "Why are you being so passive?" It's like, well, look at the title of the stream. I'm like,
what do you think is going on? This is the point.
Yeah. So the idea for this section, we're going into the last one here. So the idea for this is a YouTube title guesser. So we're gonna quiz you a bit on the knowledge base of the community about Sidewinder. So I'm not sure how much you've watched some of the other creators, but we thought this would be fun for the creator side of the Comcast, of the Comtower podcast. So here's the idea. So we're going to give you 5 video titles, and we can give you the pool of the creators if it becomes too hard, because we have a theory it might be too hard. But we're going to give you 5 video titles, and it's your job to tell us who you think made those videos. So do you want to take this question by question, or do you want me to do all 5 and then you can think about it? And if you're struggling, then I can give you the whole pool of.
Well, let's just take it question by question. Let's see what this is.
Okay. All right. So your first video title is "Losing on Purpose in Advanced Wars Grand Finals?" ? So that was in quotes, "Losing on Purpose in Advanced Wars Grand Finals." I will say all of these are going to be somewhat recent videos, like stuff that happened in the past couple months.
I feel like
you watch a lot of YouTube, Advanced Wars YouTube.
Yeah, that's probably a good intro question to this.
Well, the one would be, I watch your stuff, Humita. I've watched almost all of your stuff. Do with that what you will. And I think I've watched probably about half of Deej's, and that's probably about it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen one. I think I was linked one semi clip because he went over a game that I had played, and everyone wanted my reaction to it.
Yeah.
So okay. I feel like I've actually seen this one. I recognize this title.
You probably have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Okay, let's give you a timer, and you lose the point if you go past it.
I'm gonna say Deej. It was Deej's video.
It was Deej's video.
Okay.
It was from the tournament game we were in, where he was Sammy, and he like had this whole plan where he sacrificed basically, like he was like losing the entire game just to get the same HQ cap. Yeah. Based on who you said you watched, this next one might be harder, but it's in quotes a Sonya review from hell.
Is that Advanced Warrior?
It's not Advanced Warrior. It is someone who has not made a lot of videos. I think 5 or 6 videos total.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Then I'm probably not gonna get it. Who are my options? Give me multiple choice.
It's too easy.
If we give you the multiple choice, it's gonna be too. I will say I'll give you some other hints. They're a very well known person in the community.
Then is it Sonya Superior?
It's not Sonya the Superior.
Dang it!
Very well known in the community, also incredibly high rated. Like I think they might be
top 1 of the ladder in a certain mode.
Yeah.
Sonya review from hell.
Has multiple accounts on Advanced Wars by Web as well.
Also true.
Like multiple.
I mean, I only know like 3 people who have alts that I know of, and that would be Poland and Quackerduck and Deej. Those are the only alts that I know.
You may not have interacted with them too much because I don't think they play FOG. So
then I fear I have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to yield. I give up.
It was Jay Talkwin. It was one of the 5 or 6 Jay Talkwin videos out there.
Oh, I've seen Jay Talkwin content.
It's very different than other Advanced Wars by Web content for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one to
It's
check
like
out though, dude.
culture. It's almost like Advanced Wars culture now. The Jay Talkwin videos, you can't laugh too much.
There is a chance that I've actually seen that one, and I just totally forgot.
Yeah.
Dang it.
3 also might be a bit challenging for you, but 4 and 5 should be easier. So this is probably the last of the hard ones. The title is in quotes, "Some of you will die, but that is a sacrifice Sammy is willing to make."
Gotta be playing Sammy. I have to go with my first gut instinct, which was Elagatua, but it doesn't. I don't think so.
It's not Elagatua, but this one was kind of a trick question. I'm gonna be honest.
That's a good guess, actually.
It was a good guess. So this one was me. This is a video I posted a couple months ago.
Okay.
But I look around the community sometimes to get inspiration for video titles and stuff like that. And I have pulled some ideas before from Elagatua. So that was a good guess for sure.
Dang it!
Yeah. And then the very last one, which this one I think you should get, but is The Legend of Disco Dave, in quotations.
Oh, was this was yours, Humita, right?
Yes. Yeah. Got there.
I first heard about Disco Dave from you. I listened to that video on my way back from the park in the car.
Yeah.
Wait, really? That was the first time you ever heard of Disco Dave?
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
That was my first.
And he's also in the FOG.
well.
I guess that's funny too. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, he was very like there was a lot of chatter of him on the Discord, but I had never seen anyone make a video out of him, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I can't say that I spend a terribly long amount of time on the Discord. I've only been on a few times because someone wanted to talk offside the site's chat about a game. Like afterwards, they're like, just go talk in the Discord. I'm like, okay. And that's when I would chat. I think I chatted with Tordred once or twice after a game was over, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I check
Do you
it
think
out,
there's
but that's it.
Do you think that there's a viability in Disco Dave's approach? Would
How he plays the game.
I mean, objectively, yes, because it's worked to some degree, but I would not say that yeet and wait for your opponent to make a mistake to win is a viable game plan. No. I do not agree. But
depends the rating you're at.
Sometimes it works. Like, because of the rating that I'm at, there are people who will just surrender or leave the game as soon as they see who they're playing against. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I made one mistake. I give up. there are people out there who do that, and that strategy probably very effective against them.
Yeah,
I feel like that's more common in standard though. There's a lot of people that are early quitters in standard. Fog of War, it's like, okay, you might hit him with a surprise punch, in the fog, but
I see it in both. It's very surprising. I'm always kind of blindsided by it when you get like the day 7, day 8 resign. Like, whoa. Why? Why did you? Sometimes you're winning a game and you're like, you surrendered early, but I can understand why. Other times it's, wow, really? We fought once. We haven't fought yet, and you've already resigned.
Yeah. It's interesting differences because I think it's two different camps. It's one camp which is they don't like playing from behind, which is kind of personally my camp. But if I try to put myself in the position where I'm not behind, that's my expert strategy that I've implemented.
There was a standard map because I've started having to play a lot more standard because when you play live, most people are only playing standard. Because that's the way it is. But it's a 2 base map. I hate so many base light maps. I really like my 3 bases. I like infantry.
Yeah.
But it was a 2 base map, and there's a comm tower that's like, it's not contested, but it's like behind mountains and slightly out of the way. And someone I was playing, they didn't capture it, and my infantry just like slowly came over the map and got up on top of those mountains. And they just resigned because my infantry were in interrupt range of their comm tower and they never got it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like playing from behind. Like, you didn't even try to capture the comm tower. You just let me walk over to it. It's like day 12.
I know it's not that, but it's giving me vibes of other blockchain because it has that like island comm tower that's surrounded by the mountains. But it's most definitely probably a different map.
Is it Unfathomed Forest, perhaps? It's kind of a safe comm tower.
Yeah. You wouldn't need to get to day 15 to get to that comm tower, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, I think it's either people are resigning because they don't like playing from behind, or people are resigning because they don't like their opening and are like want to do something else. Like that's what Starfire said when he was on. He was like, I'll resign games early just because like he doesn't care about playing the mid game because like he knows he's like that's where he
made mistakes that he's not comfortable playing with. Okay, no, that makes sense. Obviously, when you're playing people on Live Ladder, you don't get that insight. You're just confused.
Yeah.
Unless they message you afterward, which most of the time they're just out of there, so you never get to see.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, working from like to get a comeback, it's not a lot of fun.
Especially in standard, it's horrible.
You gotta have mental capabilities for it for sure.
I had to play an awful game yesterday. I was playing Sammy into Andy on a 2 base map. Oh, I don't know why she wasn't tier 4 on that map. It was awful. He built 1 tank, and I just lost the game.
Yeah. It was crazy how bad Sammy is in base light.
In base light, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. You can't fight over anything.
Yeah. Who knew having a lot of infantry was important for the infantry specialist?
Who could have guessed? What a twist!
Well, I want to give you this opportunity, Sidewinder, if you want to shout out anything before we head to outros. So either your channel, any projects you got going on, anything like that. And then, we'll wrap up.
If you guys want to see more of me, you can come check me out on Saturdays for Advanced Wars stuff at Sidewinder437 twitch.tv.
Yeah. It'll be in the description as well.
Cool. It's down there. If you aren't already, make sure you're following these cool people and see what they're doing. They do a lot of good work. I have just been introduced to Mansa stuff because of the Chimps and Champions Cup, learning about all these other creators and finding their content has been great fun for me. Otherwise, it's been a delight to be here and talk with you all. This was cool.
Yeah.
Same, man.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out episodes 3 and the rest of the series in the playlist linked up above. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.